Up in the box, baseball fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John, the exclusive. We're only talking about 2023 Bowman Sapphire in the ballbuster news of the Dutch auctions. What's up, John?
You're too kind about it. I thought you would have said, guys, this is the worst thing ever. I wanted to rant about this, and trust me, I will. Who could have seen this coming from a mile away? The moment Topps / Fanatics acquired all those Panini executives about 2 months ago, right around the Mint Collective, every single one of the Panini higher ups, they were all leaving Panini, going to Fanatics / Topps. Who could have seen this coming? Everybody should. It was so obvious. Now, I, in my heart of hearts, was hoping that this would not happen. This is not the last that we've seen of this. This is the first that we've seen of this. Now, we as a hobby collective should vote with our wallets and say, screw it. Let the breakers sit on the product. I love Striker. I love some of the breakers, but let them sit on the damn product until the price comes down. $350 for a floor? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. All right, rant is over. Brett, your turn.
Yeah, it's crap. I was actually surprised about the news, obviously, and I have never participated on Panini's website on the Dutch auctions because I think they're a bunch of crap because you're bidding against yourself and who's going to crack first. And I just
You're
think,
bidding against all the breakers who know what they can sell it for, who know how to have multiple accounts, how to have bots, how to do whatever they can to get their hands on the right amount of product. Now, trust me, we can all see what happened with Panini and some of their Dutch auctions that they ran probably in the last 2 years. People like Run Good Life, or I'm just going to throw out a couple names, maybe Hitman Rips, probably paid way too much for the product they ended up with and didn't get near the value. Well, maybe they made out okay by having people buy into the break, but if they bought them and then broke them personally, they lost big time on that. So it's funny. Somebody made a comment, I forget where I saw it, but they said, I know it was DraftKings is running breaks now. And they're like, time out. You don't want people to know that breaking is gambling. What do you think Dutch auction breaking is? It's gambling.
yeah,
It's huge gambling. I mean, we should have seen this coming. It's not a
yeah.
surprise.
At $200 a box last year, that's pretty expensive
I
for a
forgot
box of
about
cards.
that.
Had a guaranteed auto, which is not terrible, but it's borderline like, man, that's expensive. I kind of was waiting for the news on this product of how much it was going to be. I figured it was going to be more expensive, 250, 300, but when you see a floor of 350, you're like, this is garbage. And you know, eh, it's bad news for all of us who just enjoy
Is
opening a few boxes and enjoy because Sapphire is awesome every year.
Yeah.
And
But is it really that bad though? Because I ranted about it, and as disappointing as it is, me personally, and I can't speak for you, Brett, because I know you have a Montgomery club. You've always opened at least 1 or 2 boxes of Sapphire. You opened a lot of Bowman Sapphire this year, of the Bowman Chrome Sapphire. Very good product. Pulled a lot of good stuff. I personally have never broken any of it. I've never opened any of it. Now, you went to it wasn't the Chicago Sports Spectacular, but it was a different card show in Rosemont, and you bought 23 first Bowman Sapphire cards for $20.
yeah,
As Chris said, that's the way to do it. People are going to buy into these breaks. They're going to realize they're getting charged way too much for what they're getting back, unless they hit a mega hit. They said they made less boxes, so maybe those hits are easier to come by. But I hate to think that this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to products like Bowman Chrome Sapphire, Bowman Sapphire, Bowman Draft Sapphire, Topps Chrome Sapphire, they probably never do it with that because who the hell would pay $350 a box for that? Unless they only made 10,000 boxes like they said they did here. Now, I hope if they come out with a second version of Logo Fractor that they don't do that with that product. My God. That would take it takes all the fun out, right? You buy a $50 box of cards thinking you can hit something amazing. That's fun. It is gambling, but it's fun. Now, if you'd make it a Dutch auction and the floor price on Logo Fractor is $150 a box, forget it. I'm out.
I thought when Fanatics took over that it was going to be a bad thing in the long run with the amount of money they paid. And then there was some light at the end of the tunnel. I thought, oh man, this isn't going to be as bad as I thought. As the year kind of kicked over, and the prices weren't too bad. And then Bowman comes out, regular Bowman, and the prices are crazy. 600 plus for a jumbo.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
300 plus for a hobby. And now we get into Sapphire, and dude,
and it's worse.
Where people are gonna buy. Here's the thing: is we say, let's vote with our wallet. I'm not buying, even at 350. I'm not buying. But people are gonna pay $400 for these boxes. You watch.
People have always paid $400 to $500 for Sapphire about a year later, especially for Bowman. Now I can't speak for Topps Chrome because that stuff is very hit or miss depending on the rookie class, but by and large, the Bowman Chrome product, the Sapphire, except for maybe 2021, which was god-awful Bowman first class, it always went for more. At least a year later, it went for about double to more than double what it came out at. So, yeah, Hoosier makes the point. How many boxes will have an $800 plus hit, when there's an auto included? They've made 10,000 boxes, so pulling hits is going to be a little bit easier. But I agree. If everybody knows that it's easy to hit a big card, how big is the card really? I mean, the whole point of the cards being worth something is the fact that they're hard to come by. You make less product and you pull out of 10. Well, sorry. Children's show. The lowest numbered parallel is out of 55. I looked at that. I mean, you're just not going to make a lot of parallels. I don't know. It probably was never a product I was going to open anyway. Sure, I would have bought a few boxes, stash them on a shelf. That's one I will not gamble on. I mean, Chris comments on my videos all the time, talks about gambling, and yeah, I may have made a slight mistake opening that hobby case, but that's fine. Heck, I opened that entire case for probably the price of one of these boxes.
Yeah,
I'd rather take a gamble on the case. It's a way more fun experience than one 8-pack box of cards. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But right now, I guarantee you, when the news broke today, the big dogs. I don't know about Leighton, but Houdini. You name the big baseball breakers, hobby legends. They have the data. They have the data that they've used in the past of what they've sold breaks for. This Bowman product this year they're still breaking like crazy all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, Houdini's doing 100 case break as we speak. I don't know if he's done with it, but I think it's still going on. They're going to full send. I wouldn't be surprised if they're buying 500 to 1,000 boxes.
Oh yeah,
at $400.
No doubt. Whether it's them or people that they know that they would buy, like not a distributor, but a person that they would get the product from, like the David Adams or the Blowout car. They're going to acquire a shed load of this product. Oh, the lion's share of it. And that's why it probably will never hit that floor price.
Yeah.
Because they know they'll probably sell it. Now, it sometimes doesn't always work out. Case in point, I think what was the product? The product you pulled the one of one out of, right? That product came out for $300. And it was like, oh my God, this is $300. Who's going to buy this? And it sold out, right? Because it was Wander Mania. And the boxes spiked almost over $1,000 at one point. right? It still had Wander in it. You pulled the best card, that isn't out there anymore, but there's still some good stuff in there. And the low number parallels were throughout the entire product, no matter which box you had. And now you go to a card shop, like I went to the Awesome Card Shop in person, and those boxes are $220 because they paid more than that and nobody will buy them. So it goes both ways. They didn't make very many of those boxes. They priced them so high, and then a couple of the good hits went out of the product, and then the whole thing imploded. So that could happen too.
You can get 2023 Bowman first edition right now for $280. It's on there. I didn't look to see if first edition Tops is on there. Yeah, it is. $360 first edition 2023 Top Series 1 first edition. $360. Still on the website. I can't believe they haven't discounted
they're never going to sell it out. They still have. You're talking about Topps website?
Yeah.
Topps is never going to look at half the stuff they have on there. Chrome Update Hobby for $120. No effing way. Why is that even up there? It's embarrassing to keep it up there. When Blowout is right now running specials for like $64.77. Like, come on. Do they really think the consumer is that stupid? Maybe they do. I don't know.
Even though I won't be
so much, but I like to rant every now and again.
Even though I won't be partaking into the even though I won't be partaking into the auctions, I will be following to see where they're selling at, and how fast they sell out. Because I do believe they're going to sell out. It's just at what price?
$475.
I mean, you think so?
I think breakers will be in at $475 across the board because they know they probably price it for $600 a box, roughly. That's my guess. Man. But I could be wrong. I mean, stuff's been hitting floors on Panini's Dutch auction the whole year. I think.
Yeah, their products have been terrible. But, the thing is, Bowman, I personally think one of the reasons that Bowman has had a big spike this year is because of the social media influence and the other products of baseball and basketball not being so good, especially football and especially retail, because retail for those products is really bad. And there's lots of dudes who only used to open football and basketball who are now buying Bowman like crazy because Bowman has always had amazing value. No matter what year it is, Bowman has great value because prospects come and go up and it goes down, and it's the stock market, and those colored hits are worth a lot of cash.
Yeah, I think there's more to it than that, though. It's, demand is one thing. QC matters a ton. People stopped buying the Panini products because nothing graded.
Well, that too.
And they printed a boatload of it, so pulling good cards was impossible. And people are like, what am I going to take a risk on? I'd rather take a risk on something I believe I have a fighting chance at that might have better QC. Now, Topps fumbled QC on a lot of Chrome products last year, and Update Sapphire was not much different. Hoosier Polls, when he was in here, made a comment. I didn't bring it up on the screen. I meant to. They really have to fix that QC. If you're going to charge on a Dutch auction $850 on the high end, $350 on the low end, wherever it lands in between, if you're going to charge that much for 32 cards, they better be the best 32 cards you've ever printed in your life. Because if they have print lines on them, oh my God, we are really going to unload. And then, just like Chris said, buy singles, go to your I was going to say hobby shows. Go to your card shows, scour for deals. People are going to still want that money back unless they're willing to hoard the product because they know they're into it for too much and they're going to say, well, I need to get more out of it. People aren't like that. They're going to break the product and then they're not going to know what to do with it. They're not going to know how to grade, and then it's still going to end up in your hands, Brett, because you're going to buy the good cards, you're going to grade the good cards, you're going to sell the good cards, because that's always what happens. It's no different. You're just
Yeah, I'm
not
gonna
going to
try
the box this year.
to find some. I think it's gonna be a little harder to find because people are gonna be. I, I would. That's where I wish you could dial in the percentage, like of this kind of product, since it is an online exclusive. It's only sold at one place.
Mm-hmm.
Of how many boxes actually get opened as personals, and how many are only to breakers and sent out, to people who bought teams or randoms. That would
Yeah.
be. I would love to know that this year, especially this year, because I mean, dude,
Yeah.
ripping these boxes for personals at
Oh,
$500, man,
no
is
way.
crazy. I know there's people who do it and they'll buy one box. It's just, I don't know. I think that's
They might
crazy.
break it for a personal like Stryker does, but they're also breaking the product after the fact.
Yeah,
So they
it's
can take that risk because there's a little bit of buffer there, right? They're not all in with their own cash completely. It's maybe I take a little bit of the profit I made on the break and I buy this personal. That will happen, no doubt.
I'm interested to see how many boxes Jabs buys. I want to see if he gets it on this. I'm sure he'll get some. Guarantee he'll get
Well,
some. It's
here,
how
here
many?
here's what I hope doesn't happen, and if it does, and there was a really good video by the sports card investigator. I don't know if you ever pay attention to his stuff. He's out of the Philly area. Used to work for I think the DEA or something like that. Pretty sharp dude. Um, when they had the influencer boxes of Monopoly, and it got in the hands of various personalities in the market, and one guy, Mojo Sports, many of you guys know, Sports Card Radio makes fun of that guy all the time for his autograph thing that he did, right? He opened one influencer box that he said he bought. And he didn't really like, I don't think he meant to say it, but he's like, oh yeah, I saw this box and I loved it. And I had to buy this box, right? And then he said he pulled the case hit. Look at this Monopoly guy in case. I pulled the case hit. It's like, dude, you're lying. Everybody that was an influencer who's anybody got one of those boxes for free. Quit lying about it. Tell the damn truth. Okay. So I guess where I was going with that is I hope, you mentioned Jabs, how much he'll get. You mentioned Houdini. I hope to God that Fanatics or whomever doesn't give them free product. And then they ruse it and say they bought I hope that never
Yeah,
happens
I don't think
because
that's gonna happen,
that
but
would be so dirty from come on. No, people who are the average collectors will see right through that and they'll say, man, screw you, you know?
yeah. Dude, it's wild news today, though, man. I knew it was coming out pretty soon, and all of a sudden, I am not on Discord, guys. I wish I was on Discord. I'm not on Discord. Are you on Discord, John?
I'm on a couple people's Discord, yeah.
My my buddy Eddie, he sent messages early this morning like, "Hey, dude, I think Sapphire's coming out today. There's some news popping up." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Dude, screenshot of the Dutch auction, screenshot of the box," and I was like, "Okay, this sucks."
Yeah.
But those
I
discords are so valuable, but I'm
I
not on them.
I've been out completely on Bowman this year. I haven't bought any blasters. I will say I'm not gonna lie to the audience. When they offered 25% off and I had a bunch of other fan cash to use, yes, I caved and I bought two retail boxes sealed for $95 a piece. That is all the Bowman I bought this year. I just bought two of those and I was like, okay, I'm done. But only because it was that price was I even interested in it. Because at 140 a box, I was like, no way.
Yeah, dude, those
And,
retail boxes may end up being the best value of the whole year of any product.
and I'm not opening them. I put them on the shelf and I'm
Sitting
just
on
going
them.
to keep them there. I open a lot of product. I've got a ton of product that I want to open. I'm just gonna sit on that. I'm gonna have my fun somewhere else.
I saw those pop up, the retail boxes. Stu sent me a message and he said he could get them for a real good price, like around $90, I think it was. And I've never liked those retail boxes in the past, but man, after seeing a bunch open, those things are pretty darn good this year. But Bowman is Bowman. I've also got a bunch of hobby boxes that still haven't come from Fanatics that I got for a really good price on sale with a discount code. I think I ordered those like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
They'll get there. I think KC got his like he made a video. I think he got his like whole lot of that like yesterday, and that's when I got mine. I got my retail boxes in yesterday.
They came in, yeah. I gotta
Yeah,
look at my shipping.
they should be headed your way.
But man, I will be watching some breaks of this product to see what it is. I didn't look at the checklist is usually really good for the Bowman autos for that product. It's kind of limited. I didn't look at the checklist um, of the Sapphire checklist.
Yeah, I got it.
It's too bad because there's a lot of really good players, but dude, it's a bummer.
It is a
And
bummer.
and and in the meantime, Stu hits me up today and says, "Hey man, there's a break going on Facebook. 2 cases of hobby. I bought the Brewers again for $55." I'm like, can't beat it. And I was only able to watch like 15 minutes. He pulled a gold first of a Brewer and then a Choreo Blue. I'm like, dude, I'm set. I made my money back on 2 cards and a bunch of inserts. Guys, find the deals, man. There are some deals out there for cheap stuff. You don't have to overpay for stuff. And
Yeah, don't. When Brett opens a lot of product on his channel, don't always try to be like Brett. Um, Brett says don't open it with money that you can't afford to lose, and that's
yep,
true. I
get it cheap. Get it cheap. The cheaper,
try
the
to
better,
try to
man.
work the best deal you can. Have fun occasionally, but by and large, patience sometimes pays off. And
Get it freaking cheap. Somebody sent me a message that you can still get 2022 Bowman Blasters for $30, which
those values
I'm,
have to be going up on those because that rookie class now is about ready to pop. Some of these
yeah,
dudes are already in the majors, and there's a bunch more coming.
yeah. I mean, so if you're sitting around and you're like, oh man, I have $100. I want to get a hobby box, but there's no hobby boxes. They're all freaking $300. Go get 3 blasters of 2022 Bowman. Um, go get 3 blasters of 2023 Bowman. Get a retail box. Ken sent me a picture. He's out in New York, and the MLB store in New York has just an absolute crazy amount. But the retail boxes there, I think he said they were 160. He's
Wow.
like they're really expensive. So sometimes it's not worth the open. Sometimes it is, and depends on the product. Find the deals, man. Find the deals. I got these holidays, buy one get one half off. Felt like that was a good product. Just I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
still got 5 left that I've got on the when I got them for buy one get one half off too, and that's exactly my strategy. Yeah, I splurged on the case. I, I mean, I got more videos to come. I'm gonna do a recap. I'll grade a couple cards. I did okay. It wasn't like the greatest box ever, but I'll lose $200 on it. So, but you know what? I got 2 weeks worth of videos out of it. It was a fun experience, and I got to say I did it. So
Open up a bunch of product, and it's
yeah,
fun getting it, dude. It's I tell you what, man. To get a case of cards for that price to be able to open is unheard of these days. And usually it's like something really bad. That's a pretty decent product, with some
yeah.
potential to be better.
Yeah, I
So
mean, if the QC was better on a couple of the short prints I got, I'd actually feel like I did pretty well. Like, I really want to send the Otani and the India short print I got off to PSA. They're both off centered. I know they would get 9s,
yeah,
and
it's a
I'm not
bummer.
sure based on current comps it would even be worth it. I know I have no shot at a 10. They look just like my Hayes super short print did. I was like, yeah, these are going to get a 9. So, I mean, if I take a gamble and get a 9, I mean, the market tells me it's not a smart idea to do that. So I'm either going to sit on them, or sell them. And I probably get $20 a piece for them.
Yeah.
But I'd love to grade them. It was so disappointing. I was like, oh man, 2 of the best cards in this break, and I can't even grade them because they're off centered. So it is what it is.
So I know we were talking about Bowman Sapphire, but it's going to come and go pretty quickly. And next thing you know, Series 2 is going to be rolling around the corner.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, what are they going to do next? Screw that one up.
They're probably going to put, dude, you watch. They're going to put
they'll put all the hits back retail.
They're gonna put jumbos on Dutch auction. You watch. They're gonna be like,
they probably will.
Here, let's put the jumbos out here.
There'll probably be a ceiling of 250 and a floor of 150. They'll try to figure out where they can. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And I hope when they do Series 2 that they don't put out the super boxes and every retail format that I almost whacked myself in the face with my string. I hope that they don't put out every single retail format of like, well, this will be creative. Well, this will be creative. And it's just print the absolute crap out of it again. I hope they don't do that. They don't need to.
No, but they're dude, plain and simple. They've got to make some money. They spent a ton of money. They got bills to pay and they got investors to pay and they're trying to maximize profit.
Well,
and dude, they're going to make some serious money.
Yeah, well, I think when are they gonna really make that serious money? It's when they're actually making the NFL and the NBA products.
True, that is true.
That is when their floodgates of cash is really gonna open. So don't screw it up, Fanatics. I mean, we know we're gonna see Dutch auctions on Sapphire, Chrome, NBA, and it'll be a floor of $650 a box instead of $350.
Yeah.
I mean,
these are $1,000 a piece.
Those days are coming, and it'll be $2,000. I mean, Neo Cards and Comics made a video saying, "I wonder what will happen." Going back to what I led off this video with, they hired all those. The Fanatics just hired all those Panini execs, many of them, right around the Mint Collective. They stole a bunch of them away. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to run those products exactly like they ran them at the Panini factory. It's just going to have Tops on it as a name. They're going to do the exact same thing. They're really not going to do anything different. They don't think they have to. So vote with your wallet. Be smart about it. Buy singles, like Chris said, like any smart person said. Chris, lesson learned. I'm buying singles from now on. I'll have fun occasionally, but yeah, I'm going to buy a lot more singles. So, Brett,
that's for sure.
We didn't want to make this an hour-long podcast.
No, this is good.
Cut it short, but I don't know. What other thoughts you got?
I'm good. I just think we should apply for jobs at Fanatics and start telling them like, hey man, there's other ways to do this.
Well, you know what's funny is you got almost 7,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm not even to 500 yet. So, but as many subscribers as you have, we badmouth Fanatics too much. They're not going to bring you on the payroll.
True.
Yeah.
I wish
have nothing to lose.
I wish they would do what they did for some of their other products, the lottery system. I like the lottery system. You put in your email, you have your payment, and if you get selected on the lottery, it gets charged and it gets shipped to you. I like that.
Yeah.
I would rather do that than this. I don't want to spend the time to sit from my computer going, where am I going to buy this at? 350 is my limit. Is it going to get to me?
Yeah.
But
no, and I know Josh Luber isn't around in Fanatics anymore. He basically got let go or bought out or whatever. But I remember him saying, they were going to do the reverse Dutch auctions, where it's sort of like the blind Dutch auction. You name your price, and whatever the floor is, that's the clearing price, right? Sets the market. What happened to that? I mean, that went away as soon as they got Josh out of the game, probably. So all disappointing.
Yep.
All things that we have a chance to gripe about. Brett, I don't have anything else.
That's all I got, man.
Big thumbs
Let's get out
down.
of here.
But
2 thumbs down from Siskel and Ebert.
Yes, exactly right.
I wonder if some of the young kids in here even know who Siskel and Ebert is.
I remember who they were.
I do too, but I'm sure the young kids don't.
Yeah, that's right.
My mom and dad are watching. They love watching Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here, dude.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. You got our raw thoughts for 30 minutes on Bowman Sapphire and how disappointing it is. Brett, I only got one last thing to let you say.
Peace.
All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks again.